Sinbad, did the movie happen?
Shazam happened during a very drug-hazed time in our lives. We don't know what happened to that movie. Everybody was on cocaine and crack, and, heroin. And when we shot that movie, man, it didn't make any sense at the end. Then we found out there was another movie named Shazam. And
With Shaq.
They sued us. No, that was Kazam.
Oh, Kazam,
but
right.
Shazam was a comic book, and so we lost that. But I went to rehab.
And you're much better now.
I don't know what happened to them tapes, man.
All right, y'all heard it here.
And Charlene, wherever happened to Charlene, I'm sorry.
All right, you heard it here. Smoking with Smalls, man. Keeping it real for the people. Anything you got to say, Sinbad?
Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. You heard him.
So a lot of people say that the Sinbad genie movie Shazam does not exist, and apparently it doesn't, at least not anymore. But I have seen it before, and I'm going to tell you what I remember from the film. So the plot was basically this family moving into a new house. They had this bully next door who was a complete dickhead. Anyway, I can't remember the actors or the kids' names, but the boy and the girl, because there's a brother and a sister, they're like taking their boxes upstairs or whatever, and they're going through them, and the boy was by himself in the attic, and he finds like a lamp, and it wasn't like a standard Aladdin lamp, it was like some really weird looking long ass lamp. So he takes it into his room, and then the genie comes out. Then his sister like notices it, and she's like, whoa, and he tells her, hey, you can't tell anyone, blah blah, because now I have to give you 3 wishes because you saw me. So anyway, they start doing these crazy wishes, like just a bunch of antics that I can't really remember that much. I do remember something about money, but I think that's, yeah. Anyway, after that part, they're like near the ending of the movie. They're like out doing some stuff. He takes like the form of a human, or just Sinbad in general, so he doesn't obviously look like a genie. And they're like walking by, and they see that bully getting bullied by someone else, like some older kids. And the little boy, the brother, I'm just gonna call him the brother, he's like, what can we do to help him? And then Sinbad looks at him and he's like, well, you can use your wishes, blah blah. But instead of doing that, he stands up for himself, like he stands up as himself without magic, and he makes the bullies go away. And that was a lesson he learned from one of the wishes that Sinbad gave him earlier in the film. Something like that, like a lesson between bullies. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some cheesy 90s shit. I know for a fact when Sinbad did a magic trick or did a wish, he would just go Shazam like that, like really loud, and then like lightning, like really cheesy lightning effects in total 90s. Near the end of the movie, the sister's last wish was that the genie would come back eventually, like one day. And once he goes back, it shows him literally like sitting on his bed watching Sinbad doing stand-up comedy. And he like looks at the camera and he's like, this guy's good. And then he winks. And then the movie ends. I don't know why people are saying it doesn't exist, because I have seen it.
He goes, hey, you remember that movie Sinbad did? And I go, yeah, I remember it. It was Shazam. He was like, yeah, not the one with Shaq. I was like, yeah, I know the difference between Shaq and Sinbad. I remember, because I never seen Shaq's movie. I remember people talking about it, how horrible it was. From what I remember with Shazam is that it was on an ABC special, and I remember, I think, Disney hosted it, and it was on ABC. I remember Tinkerbell coming across. And I remember them hyping it up, the commercials, oh, this weekend it's a special feature film, Sinbad, he has a genie. And so I remember watching it, and so skip forward to today, I remember watching the videos, and even before I started watching the videos, I remember the storyline about how even the movie went. I remember it was like, oh, some little white kid, his parents, the same Hollywood story. His dad's always working, he has a bowl cut, and I remember what he was wearing, and then in that video that Sinbad did for April Fool's joke, like the kid had the bowl cut and corduroy pants, and like the same thing I explained. It was weird. I was like, holy shit. But that was April Fool's joke, Sinbad. But there is a lot of truth to it. So, and also I just remember skipping back to when I was young. I remember playing football in the yard with friends because kids always come over and we'll play sports in my backyard. And we're all talking about, movies and shit. And one kid, I remember this was like in 94 or something like that. One kid got Shazam and Kazam mixed up. And I remember 100% correct him. I was like, and it was a white kid. We grew up in a mainly white area. So I was like, yo, man, Sinbad's the comedian. He's a light-skinned guy. No, you got it mixed up. And I just remember all my brothers and everybody were just joning on this kid, just, busting his balls because he got him mixed up. And that 100% happened. So now let's fast forward today. So apparently the movie never was made.
Okay, I gotta ask this question.
What?
No, hold on, baby. I was born in 1984. Okay, I am 36 years old, about to be 37.
Mommy.
Hold on 1 second, baby.
Love you.
I love you too. I specifically remember as a kid watching the movie with Sinbad as a genie called Shazam. Apparently that movie never existed. I know this is old news and I know this is an old thing that everyone has been talking about, but I saw a video on it and I wanted to ask myself, who else remembers that movie? Because I know I remember that movie. I've looked for it and it's nowhere to be found.
Girl.
Like, is this part of the simulation? What's going on? Because I'm thoroughly scared right now. This is freaky.
Do you remember? And you should know this one for sure because this is one you remember. You said you grew up liking this dude, Sinbad. You remember a movie where do you remember a movie where Sinbad plays a genie?
No.
You don't remember a movie where Sinbad plays a genie?
No.
I remember a movie where he plays a genie, and the movie was called Shazam.
No.
Yes, man.
No.
Mandela effect, man.
The movie Sinbad was in was Jingle All the Way, First Kid, House Guest. And then he did that HBO movie, Cherokee Kid. And then that was it.
Make sure you download the Mandela Effect app. Find out if you've been Mandela affected. It's on the Google Play Store. It's awesome.
This lonesome feeling I've had so long. I had more trouble than old King Kong.
Crackers whack.